G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United video for you. This is not going to be a gameplay video or a unboxing video. This is going to be a bit of a showcase of what I'm currently using for my storage solution. Now that Season 3 has arrived and we've got all that underway, I've started sort of putting together what's going to be my new storage solution going forward. So if we have a look behind me here, this is what we're going to be looking at. This is the modular storage boxes by Tableplay, so let's check them out. So Marvel United can be a pretty big game with 3 seasons worth, especially if you've got everything. So, you know, that's 3 seasons worth of models, cards and other components, especially if you've gone for the cardboard stuff. Myself, like other folks, I guess, are looking for some pretty clever sort of storage solutions, especially because the original sort of boxes don't tend to really cater for sleeving if you're going to sleeve everything. They don't necessarily cater at all for the cardboard stuff, and especially if you want to condense things down, you know, to do as few amount of boxes as possible, because we know this game has tons of boxes. Yeah, people need a good way to sort of like cleverly sort of like work with their space and their collection and that sort of thing. So yeah, a lot of people have some really good solutions if they're wanting to travel with their game a lot. They use these sorts of card cases and things like that for sort of traveling with decks or traveling with lots of cards. But that wasn't sort of something that I particularly needed. So if that sounds like you, if you're not someone who maybe is going to travel a lot with your collection, this solution might work for you. Now, the other thing is I also keep all my miniatures on display, and I've also got old Warhammer cases if I need to, you know, if I do need to travel with them or move them. So I've got those. So really it's down to the cards and the other components that I'm looking to store for myself. And what I was able to do previously, I had all my stuff, and there's a previous video on the channel if you want to check out my older solution, but for seasons 1 and 2 I was able to keep everything down to, I think it was about 4 of the original boxes for all the cards, and then I had in the promo boxes for seasons 1 and 2 I had all of my cardboard locations and cardboard dashboards, as well as the things like the tokens and that sort of thing as well. Plus I think I had a few extra cards in there as well. I couldn't quite fit all the cards in the original boxes, so that's what I was using, and I think they were with I had those in those boxes with folded space inserts, but they weren't the actual Marvel United folded space inserts. They were actually the inserts for the, I think it was medium size living card game inserts they had. So for those old Fantasy Flight living card games, Arkham Horror and I think it was like the Lord of the Rings card game and a few of those different games, in editions prior, they were about the same size as a Marvel United box. So that's what I was using before. But now with the arrival of all this new stuff, especially all the extra cardboard locations and cardboard promo boxes, that was going to tip me over. I was probably looking at least another sort of 3 to 4 regular boxes for all the cards, all the new cards, and then I didn't really know what I was going to do with all of the other cardboard stuff. So I had to look elsewhere, and that's where Tableplay have come to the rescue, and they've got these what they call ModBoxes, and there's a whole range of different shapes and sizes, but the essential element is they're modular, so they can all stack together. So they're different depths, I guess, or different heights. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, different heights, but they all can all stack together. So what I've got here is I've arranged mine in, I believe I've got these with all my locations. So I've got different size boxes for the locations. I've got all of my villains in these boxes. I've got all of my hero, and when I say villains, I say the villain cards. I've got all of the hero cards in these boxes, and then I've got my dashboards in here. And it was when Tableplay announced their new designs that were going to accommodate cardboard locations and cardboard dashboards that I thought, oh, let's check these out. And so, yeah, let's go through, have a look at each of the different, I guess, types, and check out how they work. Okay, so all the different parts of the mod boxes basically come sold separately, although you can actually get, there's like a big bundle pack you can get as well. I think that has all the boxes for all the, you know, the locations and the bits and pieces and that sort of thing as well, so you can get those bundled together. And actually, before I go any further, I should point out that this is not like a paid promotion or anything for Tableplay or anything like that, but I do sort of I do chat to the guys from Tableplay on the Discord. They're part of the Discord community, and so we have chatted online and that sort of thing, communicated. So I do have that sort of knowledge of them, but you know, they're not promoting this or you know, paying me for this video or anything like that. This is just the solution that I've chosen, so I thought I'd show it off. And it may not be for you, but if this looks good to you, then definitely recommend checking it out, because they've got some great customer service too. Oops, sorry folks, I realized I had to go a bit higher here to be able to see what's in here. So this first layer here is the token level, and there's actually, they did have a previous sort of token level where you just had all these spots that were sort of like, I think, evenly spaced, but this particular layout features a little pull-out section here, so for all your more sort of standard components that are going to be used in every game, you can pop them in here and pull them in and out. And another thing I should point out as well is that the lids are actually a separate product as well. So because when you're buying these, you know, you can have them in any arrangement you want. You don't need a lid for each individual component, so you basically buy the lids as a separate thing. So if you've only got one stack, you might just need one lid. If, like me, you've got a few different stacks, then you might need several lids, so you can just get as many as you need. But here we have the different components, and in the bottom here, you can see Tableplay printed there. I don't know if you can see this. You're probably not going to be able to see that. Let me get my camera, see if we can aim it down here. But each of these sections has a printout of what token goes in there. And now you'll notice that I'm putting a few different things in here. So I'm sort of doing a non-standard layout here. And that's simply because I've actually ordered 2 sets worth of the plastic tokens. I can't remember when or why I did that, but I do have 2 sets of the plastic tokens, so I have more than would normally need to fit in here. So I've sort of, obviously you can see there's a little bit of overflow of things like the health tokens and bits and pieces, so I've sort of put extra things in these different wells and stuff. But if you've just got a regular collection, you can basically have designated spots for each of the separate types of tokens. And if you do have 2 sets worth of the tokens, the good news is they will also fit in here with a little bit of creative sort of like pairing of things together and that sort of thing. They also fit nicely in here as well. So that's the token layout there, or token tray layout. Now, as I mentioned, I've got and as you've probably seen on the channel, I've got the thick cardboard locations. So you can see these are the thick ones here. And so these are currently sitting in the large cardboard location tray. And you can see that that's quite a nice and deep one there, so quite tall. And that's got the 4 areas. You can see there's a cross bar of wood I've got along here, so you've got room for you to sort of put your fingers down in here and pull out the locations that you need. It doesn't allow you to sort of store them upright like this, so you can sort of leaf through them in that way, but you know, you can still access them pretty easily and it will hold a decent amount. So that's one of the new additions to their range, is they've got this deeper location sort of storage system, so you can have the cardboard ones there. So I believe I've got everything from seasons 1, 2 and 3 in here, plus you'll see I've actually got, there's a little bit of extra room. Also we've got the little danger room thing sitting here. Also it's got the Spider-Geddon stuff in here, so this is pretty much all of the content. Cardboard locations will fit in this one layer. And I've actually got, this is some extra homebrew locations for Cameron Hodge, so they also fit in there. But you'll notice I said that I had multiple levels of locations, and that's because I also have gone deep down the rabbit hole of homebrew as well. So I've got a couple of extra levels there. Now what I've got down here as well is, this is the original, this is what they used to have for their location storage. So this would store everything from season 1 and 2, but with the old, not the old, but like the thin location. So if you're someone that's only storing the thinner cardboard locations and you're looking for somewhere to store that outside the boxes, then this will do you here. And I can't attest to whether this will hold all of season 3 if you're using the standard ones, but these seem pretty deep for that, so I would imagine you'd probably looking all right there, but I'd research it first, so I don't want to be sending you down the wrong path there. But yeah, this is, so what I'm using this for is for specific sort of little things. So I've just started work on my G.I. Joe homebrew there. So this is going to store G.I. Joe locations. This is for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle locations, all in cardboard as well. Then I've got some different One Piece scenario locations there as well. And down the bottom, you can see I've got a little bit more room to grow here, but this is where I'm keeping the rest of my locations. So this is homebrew location. So again, we've got room for the expanding One Piece locations. This is for my Street Fighter locations, and then we've got the Dynasty Warriors / Samurai Warriors locations here. And I'm planning on either putting My Hero Academia or maybe Sentinels of the Multiverse stuff from Nelly Nell in this one here, and we'll see where we go from there. Those guys, the Helios 23 and Diversion Architect and Nelly Nell, they've got quite a few locations out there too, so I may need to sort of maybe need an extra one of these, I think. But so yeah, that's the location mod boxes, and as you can see, you just sort of stack them back together, and you can sort of stack these in any way you like, sort of thing. And I also just put the tokens on top of that stack as well. So there you go, that's one stack. Okay, this stack and the next stack to come, these ones I'm particularly excited about because they have these clear windows. So you can get these card storing boxes in a couple of different formats. So you can get them in a size where you can keep your cards horizontally laid out, or you can keep them vertically laid out. So the vertical ones will store more cards for you, and they go along with Tableplay's dividers as well. So they sell vertical and horizontal dividers for you as well. I had already started using the horizontal dividers back with my old insert solution because that's what fit those inserts. So I was sort of locked into this horizontal style. So I'm sort of like, oh man, maybe I should have gone with the vertical ones so I could store more cards and maybe get them squeezed into sort of fewer boxes. But then I think also I'd run into some issues with storing. I don't think I'd be able to store as many boxes in a Kallax. So this arrangement here, I've got 1, 2, 3 of them, the horizontal boxes. They will fit in a Kallax, and this, in fact, I could even squeeze an extra one of those small layers, like a token layer or something like that, and that would fit as well. But yeah, so they have the vertical and the horizontal, but the other thing they have is they have the option of just a plain box like the other ones you just saw, or you can have these windows in here as well. So they come with like I think it's like an acrylic type window here, and then you can slot in whatever you like. You can put in whatever sort of label sort of thing you like. So I had a bit of fun with Photoshop making some little windows here for my heroes. So I've basically sort of put a whole bunch of the different heroes from the art in the game, plus I've squeezed in a few little homebrew characters there as well. But that was a lot of fun making those, so I was pretty excited to put those in because I do miss the art of the old boxes. And it was pretty sad sort of saying goodbye to that, but I thought, oh, well, this will still let me have some nice colourful art on my display as well, so that was pretty fun. So let's have a look inside these ones and see how they work. Alright, so we'll take the lid off here, and so you can see the dividers I was talking about as well. So let's see if we can just sort of have a bit of a closer look here. And so you can see as I rifle through them, you can see I've got them laid out alphabetically, and there's enough room for me here that I can sort of easily sort of pull them back and forth, have a look, and easily grab the decks out without them being too wedged in here. So you could fit more characters in than what I've done at the moment, but then it becomes a bit of a hassle sort of pulling them out. You can also see these little slots in here, so these come with a bunch of wooden dividers you can put in as well to help sort of organize and separate your collection as well. In fact, I've got, I don't know if you sort of notice any of them as you're sort of looking through, but I've got some homebrew characters in here. So all of the homebrew characters that fit within the Marvel universe that I've got, I store together with my Marvel stuff. And so taking them out would allow me to put a few more of those in. And what that would allow me to do is store the equipment cards in amongst this stuff, you know, maybe like an equipment card sort of level per sort of row of characters sort of thing, so I could easily get them out nice and quickly. But I find that I'm not that fussed about the equipment card sort of stuff anyway, so I've got another place that I keep them, and they're pretty easy enough just so I can sort of grab those out and have a go there. The other thing that I really like that Tableplay have done here is with this new season of characters, they've put these little symbols showing which characters do come with equipment, so you could either store your equipment with these guys, or at least you could see, okay, this character, I've got to go look for their equipment card. And at first when I saw they were doing that, I was like, oh no, I've already got 2 seasons worth of their dividers. I don't want to get another, I don't want to go back and reorder the same ones. But when you order the season 3 stuff, they actually provide the previous season's characters in with your bundle to replace all of the ones that have equipment cards. So I thought that was really cool of them. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. So this is my first layer, and as I said before, I'm storing them out alphabetically. So I think it goes through A to about what do we got here? Howard the Duck, so A to somewhere in the H region there. And next level down we have basically sort of H all the way through to who have we got here? So same sort of thing. This is Scarlet Spider. Again, this will fit all of the Spider-Geddon stuff, and I've got all of my heroes from seasons 1 to 3, including Spider-Geddon, plus all of the homebrew stuff that sort of fits in the Marvel Universe here. So that's pretty handy. And then down here, this is where I've actually got the rest of the heroes, but these in yellow, these are all the team decks. So we've got all the team decks, including promo and retail versions. And here you can see an example of these sort of wooden dividers here. And then past this point, we've got in green, we have the companions. So at this stage, they're sort of pet companions, but I've started ordering some homebrew companions and things like that in green as well. So this system will sort of like, I guess, be able to sort of continue on with the DC Superhero United and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, I'm actually thinking I might put the team decks, I might rearrange this a little bit, put the team decks in that first level, just so they're a bit easier to get out. Yeah, so that is the heroes. All right, now it's time to admire the villains now. We've got the artwork for the villains in here as well. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 for the villains. And again, that was just a bit of fun sort of putting those together. But let's have a look at the box itself. So similar sort of concept. We've got everything from season 1, 2, 3, plus the Spider-Geddon stuff, and any of the promo stuff that I've got as well is in here. All right, so here we have all of our top level villains, again starting A through to Z. I was in the past keeping all my villains and heroes and things in teams and thematic sort of bundles and things like that, and it was just getting too hard. I was going back and forth and changing my mind on where different characters belong, so I just thought, you know what, with this new system, I'm just going to start over with alphabetical, and it's making things a lot easier when I'm going and getting stuff out for my games and stuff now. So I did love putting all the stuff thematically together, but it was just it was too stressful. So this is a lot more fun. Again, you can see some of these wooden dividers in here. So with this one, I've already done what I was saying I was going to do with the heroes here. I've put the sort of extracurricular cards up here. So these are all like your mission cards and challenges and different modes and that sort of thing here. And then in this section, I have all my cardboard mission dashboard bits and pieces, plus I've stored the Fantastic Four card in here as well, just so I sort of don't forget where that is. And I guess I've got a bit of space to grow here. In the meantime, I've sort of got Diversion Architects animated season 1 campaign deck here. It's not the full deck, unfortunately. I only printed off what I needed for that video, but I think he was still sort of putting the finishing touches to it when I'd printed this part off, just print and play. So I do want to go back and sort of print out the full deal soon with proper cards and that sort of thing as well. But he's also done his Fall of Apocalypse one as well, so I'm sort of I'll have to sort of print a bunch of those at once, I think. So, but yeah, that's pretty fun. So we've got all those characters there, and let's see here. The other cool thing about, I don't know if you can sort of pick it up, let's see if I can zoom in, about the Tableplay dividers here is on the hero and villain cards, if the character is like an anti-hero, they'll have this sort of purple line that will just help you sort of like visually sort of see that that's the case here. Here we have the lizard, but we've also got Rick Nichols lizard there as well, which is pretty cool. So, and we've got the Logan files, they're pretty cool as well. So yeah, this is the second layer, and I think since we've got all those extra cards there, the last layer should just all be full of villains as well. This is the one where I believe, just to let you know as well, just in terms of like if you're thinking, oh, how many of these am I going to need? I've got, in terms of homebrew stuff, I've got a lot more, I think, villain stuff. People tend to enjoy making the villains. So you could probably double check this with Tableplay, but I think if you had Season 3, I wonder you might be able to get away with having just 2 of these horizontal boxes for all of your villain content. And here we have, so Diversion Architect and Kanji from Kanji Studios, they made this sort of Rogues Gallery version, sort of like a, you know, lots of different villains for a Sinister Six style battle. So I've got that sort of section in here. So I've got all the different all the different villains and bits and pieces for that. Plus Rick Nichols' Ravencroft Breakout mode based on the Arkham Asylum mode. I've got that sitting back here. I haven't sort of ordered dividers for that, but I've got some old spare dividers and stuff as well. So I'm sort of using that for that. Yeah, so yeah, a little bit of room to grow there and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, that is all of the villain storage there. So you can see same thing, horizontal alignment, but there is a version where you can get the vertical editions or versions of these, and you have 4 rows instead. So it sort of gives you the option to sort of store more cards there. All right, and this final layer, we have another small layer here. Now this is just sort of like, you can kind of use this for anything, I guess, but this is just a nice shallow one here. I use this for the rules, but you know, I guess there's you know, a few different purposes you could use for one this size, but yeah, this is what I use it for, is just having the rules there. Then the next one down I use for my big hexagonal cardboard locations here, plus I also store the stuff like the Phoenix 5, the little mission dashboard thing there, and for some reason I've still got these, the thin versions of these, and they're just something about Marvel United components, they're just too nice to throw away, so I haven't brought myself to actually get rid of those, but I don't really need them. So anyway, they're in there, and essentially that's the same, those 2 last ones we looked at, they're the same product. I think they're called like the rules box or whatever it is, but yeah, the hexagonal dashboards and stuff will fit in there. Now here you can see this is really what I was like, oh, because I was looking for something to store the cardboard dashboards, and this will fit, and in fact this is the layer, this fits all of seasons 1, 2 and 3, again including Spider-Geddon, all here. So that's all these villains here, and that's all of them. So there you go, and there's no homebrew stuff in here or anything like that. This is just all the official content. And then here in this section here, you can see there's 3 little sections here. You've got a section for the modular board for the Sinister Six. I also use this as a bit of a place to store my sort of little, what do they call these things, location effect bits and pieces, plus the weak spot ones from season 1. And then because I do have the minis from Mars tokens, this is where I've decided to keep these in this spot here. So I've got my old folded space things that I was using for that. So I've got my thugs and civilians. And in this section, this is where I keep all my little cards, stuff like the training, was it danger room stuff, and the advanced training cards, the bits and pieces from the different modes and that sort of thing in there, and the generic equipment stuff there. So I keep all of those in there. There is also, I've got an older version of this, like, so this was designed like this, and then when they announced the campaign cards, they Tableplay realized that when Simon announced the campaign cards and we saw the size of them being larger than regular cards, they increased the size of this. So I think they sort of, I don't know if they went this way or that way, but this is a little bit longer, and so you can store your campaign cards in this section here in the most current version of this. So I ordered mine a little bit before that arrived. So this is slightly different to what you would see in the normal version. And you might be wondering, why do I have 2 of these? Well, that's because I have so much homebrew stuff. So again, here you can see down here, let's see if I can zoom in down here. There we go. So this is the size of the campaign cards. So essentially, in the version that you would get if you ordered this from Tableplay, these would fit in this section here. So these are a bit further spread out. But I believe the modular dash from Sinister 6 or Maximum Carnage would still fit here. So you probably, where these are sitting, you probably would lose a bit of this space for those to come out that way. Here's where I keep all my equipment cards. So I just pull this out, search through what I need and quickly grab them. And then you can see I'm using this for my Doombots and my little multiple men. Very cool. I've got to paint those up. I've got to get around to it, but the fact that I store them like this, I'm like, do I want to paint them? I don't know. We'll see how we go. But and then so here you can see I've got room to grow here. So, but this is where I just keep all my what do you call it? Homebrew stuff. So we've got the GI Joe stuff. What have we got here? Baroness and stuff. We've got the Dynasty Warriors stuff. We've got One Piece. We've got My Hero Academia. And we've got the Street Fighter stuff. And we have Ninja Turtles. And then we have the Marvel stuff. So this is all Marvel stuff, either by myself or Andrew Fantasia, Diversion Architect. Sort of blocking them there, my hands. But a lot of these are Kanji Studios. He put out a ton. There's Hydro Man from Andrew Fantasia. There's the old Cameron Hodge as well, put together by a lot of people. Helped me with that. Rick Nichols and Lukey19 and Diversion Architect and Kinstrife. So that was a good one. But yeah, all sorts of different characters and stuff there, but room to grow with these as well. So there you go. So that sort of is my solution that I'm using to sort of help me with the big thing was these cardboard locations and cardboard dashboards, and this sort of helps with that. Well, there you have it. That's my solution from Tableplay that I'm using for my Marvel United stuff. I'm planning on, when DC Superheroes United comes out, sort of expanding and using the same system. As well, I've got some extra homebrew stuff. As you would have seen, I've got a lot of the dashboards and things in here as well. I'm looking at consolidating my homebrew stuff into a couple of these horizontal boxes as well. Yeah, I find it works pretty well for me, and in particular it gives me a nice place where I can keep my cardboard locations, cardboard dashboards, and it's all fairly accessible and allows me just to pull these out, pull the layers off I need, get the different components out that I need. I like using the alphabetical order now. I can sort of find my heroes and villains nice and easily there too, so that's been pretty fun. So just before we go though, you might have noticed in the description of the video that we have a couple of things to give away. So I actually have, you might have also noticed in the video I was talking about that I had a couple of the villain dashboard mod boxes, and they were not quite exactly the same as the current ones you can get now, and that's because a day or two before I ordered, so it must have been a day or two before they released the campaign cards, or at least showed the size of the campaign cards, what they were going to look like. I'd ordered these and bought these, and they'd been sent out, and I'd actually built them, and then the guys from Tableplay actually reached out and said, hey, we've sent you a couple of new ones. They sent them free of charge because they basically decided, we're going to have to redesign these boxes to fit these cards, and so sorry, yours are not going to fit those cards, sort of thing. That was, I thought that was really nice of them. But when I sort of thought about how I was going to use these, I knew that I probably wasn't going to be storing things exactly where they were, and as you can see, I found an alternate solution for where I was putting those cards anyway. So I thought, I don't really need these. So I reached back out to the guys and said, hey, I'm really sorry. I don't really need these, and I was going to send them back, but they thought, hey, you know what, very generously said, don't worry about it, like you can send them on and use them as a as a prize sort of thing. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, so thanks to them again. You know, I guess you know, they didn't pay for this video, but I guess they have given me 2 free versions of these, although it's kind of like a replacement sort of thing. So just full disclosure there, I didn't pay for these extra boxes. They were provided free of charge by Tableplay. So there you go, just in case there's any confusion there. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll put a, I guess a link to a Google Forms, I guess, in, I guess, the description of this video, I guess, yeah, I think that'll collect your email, and if you just sort of put your name or something, and then, or just a username you'd like to sort of go by when I sort of make the spinning wheel sort of thing, yeah, and I'll put up a video, I guess maybe in about a week's time or so. Yeah, probably about a week's time. I'll put up an announcement when I'm about to sort of do the draw sort of thing, but I'll do some sort of a live stream, and we'll announce the winners for that. So I've got 2 of these to give away, and yeah, so good luck. If this seems like a good solution for you, especially if you've been looking for somewhere to put your large cardboard villain dashboards, this could be handy for you. And also, as you can see, there's a bit of storage space for some other things, other components, little cards or something like that as well. So hopefully that helps out. So yeah, if this looks good to you, jump on that competition, check it out, and yeah, catch us when I'm going to do the live draw, I guess. So good luck, and hope this storage solution has been either interesting or maybe useful for you, or maybe it shows you something you know you don't want to do, or maybe you do want to do. Who knows, but yeah, hopefully it's been fun. Anyway, well, thank you very much, guys. I'll be back with more gameplay videos and more, you know, coming up, and especially I think we've got I've got the school holidays coming up, so I should be able to get out a couple more videos soon, hopefully for you as well. Related news, definitely check out Digital Charcuterie, Andrew Fantasia. I'm sure most of you have already seen this, but he's posted his first learn how to play video, which is an invaluable resource, so check that out, especially if you're wanting to show your you know, friends you're introducing the game to, and you want to sort of get them up to speed with the rules. You can just plonk that on, and he goes through it nice and easily, and you know, explains the rules really well. But more excitingly, he's also put up a gameplay video, so yeah, check that out. Really fun battle. I won't give any spoilers away, but definitely check that out, and hopefully we'll be able to join forces soon and bring some gameplay to you where we do it together as well, so fingers crossed. Anyway, well, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy all your multiverse stuff. Hopefully it's arriving. I think it's starting to roll out even more in the east coast of the US as well, so if you still haven't got your stuff, you know, fingers crossed, hopefully it gets there. UK people and folks in the rest of the world, fingers crossed for you, and hopefully you guys can all be enjoying your games and working out your storage solutions soon too. So thanks, guys. Meeple Monkey out. See ya. Bye.